Welcome back everybody to another video on the channel. Today we are going to do something a little bit different. We haven't had ice for about, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 weeks. And we keep going to the store, we keep buying bags of ice because our Samsung refrigerator, the ice maker is not working, so it's not making ice. So it'll make a little bit and it'll kind of pour it in, but it won't drop anything into the bucket. So I've tried everything. I've tried to reset it. I've tried to read all of the Samsung manuals. Nothing's helping. So what we're gonna do is I've ordered a replacement ice maker and we're gonna go through the process together. So let's see what happens. We're gonna do it live together. So let's see what happens. So I'm gonna take you into the fridge here. So as you guys can see, there's no ice. It's not making any ice. I've already checked up here in this area. I probably thawed this thing out at least, I don't know, probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 times in the last 2 weeks, like every couple of days. I've took a hair dryer, I've thawed this area, I've thawed under here, I've even thawed down under here. None of that stuff is working. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna replace this thing. So we're gonna go step by step. So first thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna take this thing out, which is the ice bucket, and then we're gonna remove this top part right here. And that's gonna expose the actual ice maker. So we're gonna go through this real quick and be right back. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put gloves on because yes, I am a freak and I don't want the ice maker slipping out of my hands. So this is optional. You definitely don't have to do this. I'm a little bit OCD, so I need to put these on. That way, nothing's gonna slip. Anyway, so put on the gloves, then we're gonna open this up right here. So first thing we're gonna do, there's 2 little levers on the side. So one on this side, one on this side. So we're gonna take it, you just basically like kind of pinch it in, and then you're gonna gently pull it out this way. And just make sure you don't pull it out strong this way because there's little tabs at the very top under here and you could rip those off. So just pull these little tabs right here. We're gonna just pull out and kind of tilt. And that's it. So that's step 1. You take the ice maker out, put it somewhere over here. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take this top cover off here. So this top cover is gonna allow us to get to the actual ice maker itself, get to the screws and all that stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna gently pry this up and we're gonna pull out a little bit. So don't be afraid to use a little bit of force when you're taking this thing out, but you don't wanna rip it and hang on this thing like a monkey bar thing. So we're gonna lift it up and just kind of pull it up and then remove it. So you have the clips right here on this side. This is where it clips in. On that side and this side, then we're just gonna put this somewhere over here. It doesn't really matter. So we'll put that over here. And now, here we go. We have a fully exposed ice maker. Okay, so here's what the ice maker looks like. The fridge is on. I'm not gonna turn it off. I'm not gonna turn the power off. I don't know if I'm gonna regret that later, but I plan on leaving it on. So here's what the ice maker looks like. As you guys can see down here, there's no ice generating. The little prongs, these things, they turn a little bit and they produce ice, but it just keeps getting frozen. And I had freezing down here on this side underneath. So this thing's just a mess. And the fridge is about probably, I don't know, maybe 6, 7 years old. So we're just gonna replace it and get it over with. That chime is annoying and it's gonna be annoying because that's actually the chime saying the freezer is open for too long. So let's shut this freezer so that doesn't annoy us. And we're gonna go over here to the new parts. So we're gonna unbox this together. So basically where I went, I'm gonna put a link in the description of where I went to get this. Let's see if I can pull this out with one hand. So this is the box. And basically it comes in this nice little box here. Let me set this down. So comes in this nice box. It's all bubble wrapped. Everything looked good, nice and neat. It's all brand new. It's an OEM part, which means it's the original equipment manufacturer part. So you don't have to worry about some aftermarket part or anything that doesn't line up. So we're just gonna unwrap it here, take it out, put this crap on the ground, and then we're gonna take it out of the bag. this down. Okay. So this is it. This is the ice maker. Pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty easy, pretty simple. Not a lot to it. On the original part, what you can do is you can take a look at this sticker on the bottom and you can actually see what the model is. So I'm going to show you guys that real quick because that's going to be crucial to finding the correct part to replacing your ice maker. So what you can do is if you look underneath, let's see if we can get a shot of this. If you look underneath, I know it's going to be blurry, sorry about that. This is the sticker that you look at right here to look for your part. So mine is, it looks like DA97-11092B. So that's how you find out the exact part and the model that you're going to replace. Okay, so now that we have that part removed, what we're going to do is we're going to go in here and we're going to take a look. So there's a couple screws here. So we have 1, 2, 3 screws here. And then we also have another screw here. You don't have to worry about taking this piece off right here because once we take the old ice maker out, this whole piece is going to come out this way. So what we're going to do is it looks like there's 1 screw down here for the ice maker, 2 and 3. So we're gonna remove those. I just have a regular Phillips head screwdriver and we're gonna remove those and then I'll be right back. Let me flip the camera. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a regular Phillips head screwdriver and we're gonna start unscrewing those 3 screws that we just talked about. So really easy. Just take your Phillips and unscrew it. Except for the fact that it might be frozen, like this one. Of course it's frozen when I'm trying to unscrew it. But we're gonna do this live and together, so you guys will be able to see it. This is a real world example. So I got 1 screw undone. Make sure that you don't lose these little screws. So just put them somewhere where you can find them again. So we're gonna all right, maybe I need to use a different screwdriver. Okay, I'm back. I found a smaller screwdriver. It's still Phillips, but it's a smaller screwdriver. We're gonna try to get this screw undone here. This is working a little bit better. Instead of a standard Phillips, you might need to use a smaller screwdriver. Okay, I got this one out. Because even though these screws are they're not hex, but they're really tiny. I don't know if they're definitely Phillips. So let's work on the 3rd screw here. There we go. All right. Yes, we know. So we got the 3rd screw out. Good, so just put that down somewhere. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna gently pull out the ice maker. So I threw my gloves off, so I need to get some more gloves. So I'm gonna put some more gloves on when I pull this thing out, and I'll show you guys what it looks like here. So we're gonna take it here, this whole unit. So it's pretty flimsy. So we're just gonna use a little force to kind of pull it out, to pull it down a little bit, and you'll see there's a white tube right here that's frozen underneath. You can see it over here, and this is frozen, so it's going to stay up for a little bit for us. It's not going to fall down. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go through and we're going to actually unscrew the back pieces of the bracket right here that's holding the ice maker in. We're going to unscrew these. So there's about 1, 2, let's see, 3. So there's 4. So there's those 4 screws. We're going to unscrew that, and then we'll be able to take the clip out. There's like a little clip here, and we're going to be able to take that clip out and we'll be able to pull this thing out. So, okay, so I'm going to start unscrewing the screws. at the very top over here, and you'll see me take this thing out. So I'm gonna do one at the bottom. That's probably the most annoying part of this whole thing is the fridge going off again, but that's gonna happen. So just remember not to lose the screws. So just put them in a spot where you're not gonna lose them. So I'm gonna go through here. Got another one out here. Let's get a couple more. Okay, so I finally got all the screws off. That was kind of a pain. Some of them were frozen, so I think that's why it took so long to get them off. I didn't want to bore everybody with that part, so I got all the screws off. So next what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our fingers on both sides here, and there's like a little lip that you can pull on the side, and you just gently pull it towards you. You kind of slide your fingernails in there, and you kind of gently pull this entire frame, and you kind of pull it this way. So we're gonna pull it out like so. Okay, so I want to show you guys what this looks like. When you pull it out, you actually have two power cables back here. You can see 1 and 2. So there's actual 2 plugs right there. So the ones that have primarily the yellow wires, that's for the actual unit, the ice maker itself. And the other one, it feeds into the actual mechanism. So the one it looks like the one on the right is the one that we're going to be taking off. So the one that kind of has the white plastic over here next to my thumb, that set of wires, we're just going to unplug that from the fridge, and then this whole thing should come out. So I'm going to do that right now. Pull this down. Whoa. And that's it. That thing just fell out. There you have it. That's pretty cool. So this is what it looks like. This is the full, the old ice maker. And as you can see, it's real easy. I mean, it's pretty simple, nothing much to it. So we're gonna take it like this, and we can just cast this one to the side, and we'll get the other one plugged in, the brand new one, and we'll start screwing it back on, and we'll go from there. All right, so we're gonna take the new one right here, and we're gonna get ready to feed the power cable and the line right here all the way up through the back of this little, you know, I guess you'd call it like a base or a harness. If you guys have made it this far through the video and you're still watching, you haven't clicked off, if you could give it a thumbs up, that would be awesome. If you could like the video, if you find this content helpful, if this is helping you out, instead of having to charge, you know, pay a repair guy. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not a plumber. I'm not a tradesman. So we're doing this together. If you like it, you're having a good time, if you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe button, that'd be awesome. We'd love to have you along for the ride on this journey. Here at Mattox Investments, we talk about everything from managing money to making money online, everything to self-help, self-improvement, bettering yourself, putting yourself in a better position, self-confidence, so that kind of stuff. So that's why I'm doing this by myself, but doing it myself. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna feed this wire right here, and we're gonna feed it through this little hole right here. So, and then we're just gonna kind of guide it up. So we're gonna put this in. Okay, that one ain't easy enough. And we're gonna feed this through. Make sure this goes. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna plug it in where we pull the other one out. So we're gonna take the plug, plug it in, easy, done. And we can let this hang for a moment, maybe. All right, so let's get a closer look at this. So this is just kind of hanging. It's kind of hanging by a thread right here. So what we did was we just went through and we just plugged it into that space, the power that we saw before, the right side. And now it's just kind of hanging. It's kind of dangling here. So we need to fasten this back, start screwing it in. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure that this is lined up and we should be good to go. So let's start screwing it back in here. Now you just got to remember what screws you used. Okay, so I'm gonna put it in here, and then remember it goes to the very top. So we're gonna feed this thing up here, and it goes like this. So this is the top, and so we're just gonna push this back in gently. Did you hear that little click? That little, it wasn't a click. It was kind of like a bang. Anyway, that's how you know that you clicked it in properly. So, and all the holes and everything should line up. And so we'll start screwing this thing in here. So let's get our screws here. So we have our three little screws that we screwed it in the old one. So we're gonna screw it in, put the screws back where this was. Just gonna line it up. All right, I'm not using a magnetic screwdriver, so the screws are just flying everywhere. That might be something, crap, to think about. Hang tight. Let's come back. I'm gonna screw one in just so we have it fastened, and then I'll come back and we'll keep going. Okay, and we're back. Seriously, if I was recording, I lost two screws, the two at the top. This one down here, it totally fell and I couldn't find it. So I had to go under the fridge and grab it, which was very nice. So I got this one in. So I screwed that one in. So you have 1, 2, and then the third screw is down here. So once you put those in and you get it plugged in, that's a hard part as far as I'm concerned. So you got the tube that comes in that feeds the water into the tray, and that's good. This is a hard part. Now what we got to do is just screw this part back on. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 screws. So let's get that taken care of and finish this thing up here. And let's get back to getting some ice because I'm super tired of like buying bags of ice. This is a small bag of ice that we bought. This is a 7-pounder. So we actually bought a 16-pounder before. So I'm tired of buying these. I just want this thing to work again. So we're doing it together. Let's see what happens. Okay, so now we grab our screws. I'm doing it one at a time this time because last time I tried to do too many and we saw what happened with that. So I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna screw this in. Remember, righty tighty, lefty loosey, right? So righty tighty. One down, 3 more. So we got 1 up here. We're gonna go 1 on the left side. Okay, that one's going in. This one's going in nicely for once. Okay, now let's do number 3. Screw number 3 goes over here. That went in. I think these are going in a lot smoother and easier because this thing's thawed. I think that was a problem. So the last one we're gonna do is at the bottom. If you remember, there's one down here in the bottom. So we're just gonna screw that part on. Come on, thing. Maybe I got to use a baby screwdriver. I'm not sure. Sometimes if the screwdriver, if the head is too big on the Phillips, it doesn't connect. So let's try this one. There we go. So you might want to invest in a smaller screwdriver. There we go. Okay. So a smaller, like, you know, a little bit smaller. Just something that has like a little bit of a grip, a little bit better. I'm going to be so happy we can get rid of that annoying noise. So, okay. So next up, we want to put this back. This is just the tray. We're going to put this on here. And if you remember, what we're going to do, we're just going to line it back up. And there's actual, like, clips right here that you just want to line it up. There's a bigger clip right here and a smaller clip right here. So we're just going to line these up and just go gentle. Oh, I thought I broke it. So you just slide it down and then, so once you slide it into the groove, the little sharp groove, you slide it down into the groove and then you can push in this way and you'll hear that little click that you heard. Let me shut this real quick. Okay, so next up we're gonna put the ice maker back. So what you gotta remember is there's this little mechanism right here. So you wanna have this line up with the one that's on the inside of the freezer. So what that means is there's one right here on this side, and all you gotta do is make sure that, go closer. All you gotta do is you wanna make sure if this one's pointing like left or right, that the one in the back of the ice maker points the opposite way. So you put it in like this. So I'll show you if it's sideways like that, it should fit in. So we're just gonna click it in and let's put this one back. Okay, so actually before we do that, we need to actually test this before. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit the test reset button real quick on the ice maker. So up here, there's a little blue button in the top and you can kind of slide your finger underneath and you can hold it down. And what you're gonna wanna do is, this is a reset button for the ice maker. So you just wanna reset it and listen for the chime. So hold it down for about, I don't know, maybe 10 seconds or so and just listen for the little chime. Okay, so that was it. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the ice bucket back and click it on. Okay, so obviously this thing's not lined up. So we just need to turn this little thing a little bit. Turn it up a little bit. Okay, now let's try it again. So we, remember to tilt it a little bit, tilt it, and then okay. Let's tilt it a little bit more and let's see what happens. So tilt and then tilt this. Alright, so something obviously is not right. Something's not right if this thing's not clicking in. So let me keep turning this and see if maybe that's a problem. There we go. Okay, so the little mechanism wasn't turned all the way on the back, the little metal part. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shut this. So as you can see, right here, the freezer is now up to 15 degrees. So on this particular freezer, what you can do is if you see this button on the right side, or left side, excuse me, you can hold it down for 3 seconds until it makes like a little chime. And what it'll do is it'll actually go back and it'll power freeze and bring the freezer down to 0 degrees. So that's what we want. So hold this down, little freezer icon, and that's pretty much it. So that is how to replace the ice maker. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was fun doing it together. And who knows? I don't even know if it's going to work. Hopefully it will. That's probably something I shouldn't say on video, but this is the first time I've ever done it. So this was live. I appreciate you guys doing it with me. So if you're still here and this helped you, hopefully it helped you, make it a little bit less stressful and not as scary. I would love it if you would subscribe to the channel. That would be awesome. Come along on this journey with us and give the video a thumbs up. And I'm gonna link in the description. I'll link the parts, the part that I got in the link in the description. So thanks again for watching. Be safe, be healthy. Until next time, thank you very much.